Welcome to Nicol Bolas the Ravager. As far as opening hand goes, it is a little clunky. And when I say a little, it's a lot clunky. So we want Ancient Tomb that bad, Fire Diamond, and to get a card draw off of Remand. We don't even have Mystic Confluence online. Then we need double black for Hero. Man, let's go on Mulligan. I like this hand a lot, but that was just really... Yeah, we'll keep on this one. That's a little bit... That other one was a little clunky. Do we want Vandal Blast? Yeah, let's go and do that, just in case our opponent has some sort of fast mana. Maybe we can slow Yidris down or something like that. But yeah, we're going to keep this one. But also, welcome to Nicol Bolas. Hope you're excited to see some Grixis Planeswalkers on the battlefield. And I'll kind of cover what we've got going on with this deck in just a second. So let's go and get down Wooded Foothills. And then anything else, we'll go and let our opponent take the turn. We're playing Nicol Bolas the Ravager, flying. Whenever Nicol Bolas enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. And then for a 7-mana activation, Nicol Bolas... flips into a Planeswalker, +2, draw 2 cards, -3, deals 10 damage to target creature or Planeswalker. And then for the -4 ability, put target creature or Planeswalker from a battlefield, or excuse me, from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's going to grab a blue-red source. It's going to grab Steam Vents, have that come into play tap. Will not be paying 2 life, and then we'll go and send it back over to our turn. All right, drawn to Blood Crypt. Do we want to go for... We're looking at potentially a turn 3 Yidris, and we have no removal. So you know what? Let's, I guess, do we want to spin, go for Vandal Blast? Yeah, let's go and go for it. Not a huge play, but if we can stop Yidris from getting out super quick, I don't mind going for that. Let's go and get down Blood Crypt into play tapped. Not going to pay 2 life, and then we're going to go and kick it back over there. But yeah, like I mentioned, Nicol Bolas will flip, -4, put creature or Planeswalker, and then -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. And it's really fun. This is Grixis Super Friends, so one of the fun things that we get to do is I have Ashiok, and you can use Ashiok in addition to Nicol Bolas' ultimate to really close the game out, which is always a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and get down Charcoal Diamond. I think I like going for that. So we're going to tap out for Charcoal Diamond. And then thankfully, opponent did have a 4, so that we did save ourselves from Yidris getting down pretty quick. Not going to pay 2 life and then kick it back over there. We're playing against Yidris, the Maelstrom Wielder, the man who rides on a horse with no name, trample. Whenever Yidris deals combat damage to a player, as you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. Opponents get down Raging Ravine, and it's going to come into play tapped. Let's do this. Let's go ahead. Do we want to go? I like leaving up Mystic Confluence if possible, which I think it sounds pretty good. So let's do this. Let's go down Graven. That's going to be 1-2 for that. It's going to cut us off Mystic Confluence. Let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. I like doing that. It also allows us to get a little bit of additional card draw, so we can use that first mode to make sure they can counter that spell for 3 mana. Okay, opponent's going to pass the turn. It's going to go for a Fact or Fiction at the end of their turn. And let's see how they want to split this one up. And I just now realized this is Jace. I can tell you, I thought it was like a weird like octopus creature, but I looked at it closer and I just now realized that blue part is just Jace. Pile 1 or pile 2, that's a really nice mana pile. We have a ton of mana in the hand. I really like pile 2, so let's go and put pile 2. That gives us access to Obnixilis, and then that does cut us off some sort of counter spell for next turn. But at the same time, we can still go for that -3. Ooh, we're drawn to Tamio too, which is going to allow us to keep that tapped down. So let's go and get the land drop down for the turn, and it's going to be, yeah, we can still also go and get down Demir's Signet. So let's go and tap down that, and let's go and tap out for Obnixilis. And let's go and plus up on Obnixilis, draw a card, and lose a life. See what we draw into. Drawn to Ancient Tomb. Okay, then anything else, let's kick the turn back over to our opponent. Now, if you've never played against Yidris, one of the main things that Yidris does is Yidris is a huge enabler. It's a commander-centric deck. You definitely want to set your deck up to where you can do different builds. You know, I have a Storm build with Yidris, which reminds me I need to build it with a lot of this fast mana. But one of the fun things you can do with Yidris is kind of build like a value deck with a Delve package in there. So that's always a lot of fun. So it's just kind of depending on what sort of build you go for. But choke point typically is Yidris, so if you can keep Yidris off the battlefield or keep it tapped down with something like Tamio, you're doing pretty good. Do we want Chaos Wand? I think that sounds good. Let's go and put that on top. Let's go and draw that one on Obnixilis, and we can start ripping through some of that stuff. Let's go ahead and leave up Mystic Confluence, but let's still go and go for Ponder. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and go for Ponder. Drowned Catacomb, Rakdos Signet, Steam Augury. Let's put those on and then let's go and shuffle our library. Rakdos Return, okay. And then anything else, let's kick it back over there. We could get down Nicol Bolas, but I like leaving up Mystic Confluence. If they don't get down Yidris, we can still go ahead and go for that, draw 3 cards off Mystic Confluence, and then kind of start going from there. An opponent's going to tap out for Nath of Guilt Leaf. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card at random. Let's go ahead and go for Mystic Confluence. Counter target spell, and then draw 2 cards. Okay, draw into Vampiric Tutor, and we draw into a Swamp. Now, we do have Ancient Tomb, so we could go for Rakdos Return if we wanted to, but with Tezzeret the Seeker, we might get into spots where we can use, actually, yeah, drawing into that was pretty good. We can use that to almost kind of close the game out with Rakdos Return. So let's go and go for Obnix. So let's plus up on this one, draw a card and lose a life. Draw to Temple of Deceit, and then let's go and go for Nicol Bolas. I think that sounds good. I like that. Let's go and go for Nicol Bolas. And then have our opponent discard a card off this. And then let's go and get down Ancient Tomb. Do we going to go? Yeah, let's go and go for Tezzeret. I like that. It's going to be blue. And that way, if they do have some sort of spot removal for Nicol Bolas, it's not the end of the world. That's going to be 1/2, and they'll have 1 more blue mana. Let's go and untap up to 2 target artifacts. Untap Charcoal Diamond and Dimir Signet. There we go. Anything else? No. We could get down Chaos Wand if we wanted to. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and get down Chaos Wand. I like that. Because that does put us online for going for Tezzeret. Let's go and tap that down. Let's get down Chaos Wand, and we'll kick it back over there to our opponent. Now, this is a Grixis Super Friends deck, but we do have the backup plate of Chaos Wand and Paradox Engine. It's always a lot of fun. You can start cycling through your opponent's deck, and especially something like Yidris, when you're playing against Yidris, you're going to end up with a lot of, probably a lot of good stuff in there. So if we need to go for that Chaos Wand, we certainly can. But if we want to get a lot of artifacts going on the battlefield, we can use that -5 ability. But let's see if we can't kind of get some good stuff going for our opponent. Like I mentioned earlier, if we get down Paradox Engine, start casting some spells, that puts it in a spot where we can go for a really nice Rakdos Return, going for a ton of, let's say opponent gets down Dak Faden. So that does kind of complicate what we've got going on. We can still generate a pretty good chunk of mana, and they will gain control of that one. Okay, so it will make it interesting. That still puts us online to be able to swing in with Omnixilus if we need to take care of Dak Faden. And then Chaos Warp on Omnixilus. Very nice. See if we get lucky off this flip. Okay, Mana Leak entered the reveal zone off of that. Now, at this point right now, we might end up going for Rakdos Return, especially with Chaos Wand on the battlefield. I don't mind attacking our opponent's hand on this one and maybe just kind of going for commander damage with Nicol Bolas stuff, but we'll see what we're going to go for. And during our upkeep, I want to start going for commander damage, so let's do this. Let's go for Vampiric Tutor. Let's grab Hero's Downfall, or we could grab Dreadbore. Doesn't really matter. Let's grab Dreadbore. It's going to go on top. Let's go and go for Dreadbore on Dak Faden. That way we don't have to worry about that card draw and them gaining control of anything else. Let's go and push in with Nicol Bolas for 4. It's going to knock them down to 24, and that will be 4 total commander damage. Do we have anything else? Let's go ahead. We can Rakdos Return if we wanted to. Let's get a little bit of extra mana going. Let's tap down Dimir Signet off Charcoal Diamond. Let's go and plus up on Tezzeret. And then let's go ahead and get down Temple of Deceit. Yeah, I like that. Let's get that down. And then Omnixilus is back on top. He wants some more. Do we want Omnixilus at this point right now? Yeah, we're going to put that on top. That'd be a good source of spot removal. Let's go for Tameo. And what we can do with Tameo is we can at least kind of keep our opponent tapped down from the... keep the Chaos Wand tapped down to where we don't have to worry about this. Let's go and tap down Chaos Wand so they don't gain access to any of our stuff, and then anything else, we'll kick it back over there. So, like I mentioned, we are getting really close to that Paradox Engine. We don't have a ton of spells in the hand to go for that off Tezzeret, so at this point right now, let's say that we do swing him for Nicol Bolas and knocks him down to 20. We have at least 2 other artifacts on the battlefield, so it's going to be about 14 coming across. So if we can get a few more artifacts going with Tezzeret, we can use that -5 ability to really kind of put some pressure on our opponent. Kind of depends on what they get on the battlefield, though. But other than that, we have Tameo, too, and kind of get some good action going off of that. Opponent's going to go for Flanktongue Cavu, which unfortunately will take care of Nicol Bolas, and that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Won't be enough to flip, but at least we can kind of attack their hand by recasting Nicol Bolas. Let's go and get down Swamp. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go ahead and go for Nicol Bolas again. It's going to make them discard a card. And then let's go and tap out for Omnixilus again. Let's go and plus up on Tameo. Let's go and tap down Chaos Wand. Let's go and go for the -3 ability on Flanktongue Cavu. And let's go and plus up on Tezzeret. Untap up to 2 target artifacts. Untap Dimir Signet and then the Chaos Wand. Excuse me, the Charcoal Diamond. Okay, anything else, then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, they only have 1 card in the hand, so hopefully this kind of puts them in some sort of top deck mode. We are getting close to some sort of ultimate with Tamio, or getting close to Tezzeret the Seeker ultimate. So that's something we can definitely kind of start working towards. Now, as far as grab, since they did grab Chaos Wand, I cannot remember if we have that land that allows us to gain control of our permanents. Now, if we want to, we can actually go for Tezzeret with the Chain Veil activation. I think I kind of like going for that, especially with them getting down Yidris. I think I like going for that. So let's go and grab the Chain Veil with Tezzeret. That should be pretty good for us. Let's go and do that. Let's go and go for the -X ability. -X for 4. Let's grab the Chain Veil. And then for each Planeswalker you control, let's go and plus up on Tamio. Let's tap down Chaos Wand. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and plus up on Nyx. Let's draw a card, lose a life, draw on the island. And that's all the plans. Let's go and activate the Chain Veil. And let's go ahead and tap down Yidris. Let's go and draw an additional card. Draw into Worn Power Stone. And then let's go and get down Worn Power Stone. And then let's go ahead and plus up on Tezzeret. And let's go for another Chain Veil act. Oh, look at this. Some good magic right here. Okay, let's go and plus up on Tezzeret again. Untap up to 2 target artifacts. Let's untap the Chain Veil Charcoal Diamond. Let's go ahead and go for the -X on Tamio. And then let's go ahead and go for Destroy Target Creature. Do we want to do that, or do we just simply want to draw a card? Yeah, let's go and do it. Let's just go draw a card off next. All right, Poto's going to scoop it up on this one. So I'm still going to go ahead and post this one up. This is pretty much what the deck wants to do. And actually, let me get that game state pulled back up for you. Okay, so we got the game state pulled back up. But yeah, so long story short, we had a couple different ways that we could have won. Like I mentioned earlier, we can mainly use Tezzeret, plus it up once, and use that -5 ability to grab Paradox Engine. And that puts us online for Chaos Wand with some mana rocks on the battlefield. Since our opponent did have Dack Fade to gain control of it, that kind of shifted our game plan. And to be honest, we could have gone for the Chain Veil a little bit quicker, but to be perfectly honest, I kind of forgot that we had the Chain Veil in here. So once we grabbed the Chain Veil, we went to go for 2 activations, and we also have the Tamio Ultimate. That really is going to allow us to kind of help us close the game out and really get some good stuff going, because we're looking at the Tamio Ultimate pretty quick, and we get to that -5 ability, and then while Nyx at -8, we have a couple different card draw stuff in here, stuff like Pull from Tomorrow, which allows us to tap out for a ton of card draw to really put some pressure on our opponent. But you can see how potent the Chain Veil is, especially getting down some extra activations. But this is pretty much what the deck wants to do: get down a lot of mana rocks and get down some planeswalkers, and then also use Nicol Bolas to help start attacking your opponent's hand. And as far as the earlier play in the game, I'm really glad we ended up going for that Dimir Signet and keeping Yidris on the battlefield. That usually makes a huge difference. If you can keep Yidris on the battlefield, you do really good against Yidris. But that will wrap it up for the video. In fact, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep it on this one. A little clunky. We have Temple of Malice. I have a lot of black-red sources in the hand, but we do have at least one blue source in Sky Diamond, so hopefully our opponent doesn't blow that one up. But let's go and go for Temple of Malice, get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Do we want to go for +1, or do we want to leave her on top? Let's go and put her on the bottom for right now. I would like to make the land drop, or maybe grab into one of our fast mana rocks, and then anything else, we're going to go and kick the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. Flying, whenever it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Then for a 7 mana activation, exile Nicol Bolas and turn him into a Planeswalker, and I'll cover that. It's going to get down. Yeah, we need to get down Sky Diamond. So let's go and get down the Swamp, get down Sky Diamond, and then we'll pass the turn. So once we do get Nicol Bolas to flip, we're looking at Nicol Bolas the Arisen. +2, draw 2 cards. -3, deals 10 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Then for the -4 ability, put target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. Now that -12 ability, this is a Super Friends build with Nicol Bolas, so it's a lot of fun. But using that -12 ability, I used Ashiok one time to close the game out by exiling my opponent's entire library, and that was some good magic. I really enjoyed that. Let's see. So we can go for Frantic Search if we want to untap 3 lands. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that one. So let's go and go Sky Diamond. Let's go and get Smoldering Marsh into play tapped. Let's go and tap out for Frantic Search. Just kind of dig a little bit deeper into our library. Ooh, Ancient Tomb, beautiful. Discard 2 cards. I guess at this point right now with Daxos, I like holding on to go for the Throat. Let's go and get rid of Intuition. No, we don't really need remand, though. Let's get rid of remand, and then I'd love to get another blue source. We've got Obnixilis coming down. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Intuition. I'm okay with that. I'm going to hold on to these lands. So let's untap these 3 lands, and then anything else, nothing that we can do for 3. We'll just go and kick it back over there. Playing against Daxos. Daxos can't be blocked by creatures of power 3 or greater. Then whenever Daxos enters the deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of target player's library. You gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost. Then until end of turn, you may cast that spell and spend your mana as over any color to cast that spell. So it's kind of like a low-powered Gonti in a way, which is kind of interesting to see how much good stuff. Or actually, dang it, we should have gone for Go for the Throat, but that's not the end of the world. Do we want to get down Ancient Tomb? That's going to be 1, 2, 3. That'll still leave Daxos on the battlefield. I accidentally had F6 going. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get Scry down. Let's get Temple of Deceit. And then Catacombs, let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. And instead of getting rid of Daxos, let's do this. Let's go and get down Nicol Bolas. I think I like going for that. Yeah, we could have gone for Go for the Throw, but at least we're going to make our opponent discard a card. If they want to swing in and grab something, they can definitely go for that. And then next turn, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll put us in just enough mana to go for Obnixilis and leave up Go for the Throat, and we got down Nicol Bolas, so I'm okay with that particular line of play. But yes, this is a brand new deck for the channel. If you haven't seen it before, this is the reason why. I did put out a series on MTGO Traders, their YouTube channel, if you want to check it out. I think it went out about 2 weeks ago. If you want to check that one out, I actually had a couple, I was recording it before I left for vacation, and man, I had like a 40-minute game, like a 35-minute. When I edited it down, it was a little bit quicker than that. But had some really, really long matches. And so if you want to check out some fun back and forth, definitely go for that. One of them was against Arcades, and that was a pretty fun match. And then I cannot remember what the other one was, but the Arcades one was pretty fun too. So, and our opponent did steal a Steam Wrath of God. Okay. That's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. We're looking at Obnixilis next turn, so that's going to give us some pretty good card draw, and then we'll worry about getting down Nicol Bolas the following turn. So, and I think with Daxos, they can cast that at any point. I'll double check that though. Okay, so we did draw into Mana Vault, which is really nice. Let's do this. Let's go and get down Ancient Tomb. Let's go and go for Obnixilis. It's going to be 1, 2. Let's plus up on Obnixilis, draw a card, and lose a life drawn to Scalding Tarn. And then that leaves 2 mana up. Do we want to leave up Go for the Throat or still going to get down Mana Vault? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's go and get down Mana Vault. That's going to be 1, 2. That'll really open us up as far as the mana goes. And then we're going to go and pass the turn. Let's double check on Daxos. I don't think that card gets exiled. Exile that card. Okay, yeah, it didn't say that they don't lose access to it. So basically, they're going to have access to Steam Augury off to the side, which is pretty fun. I've always enjoyed playing against Daxos. It's always kind of one of those commanders that you kind of forget about whenever you see you play against them. But it always ends up kind of making for a pretty fun match. So we'll get some of this stuff popped down just a little bit. And our opponent does get down a Monolith. So let's get this board. There we go. All right, have the Mana Vault trigger. Not going to pay for that one. Then we draw into Brainstorm. Let's do this. Let's go and get down Scalding Tarn. Let's go ahead. Do we want to brainstorm first just to kind of see what's going on? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and go for Brainstorm. We can shuffle it up with Scalding Tarn if we need to. Ponder and then Misty. Let's go ahead and put Graven back on top. We'll go and put Misty back on top too. Let's go and crack Scalding Tarn. Let's go and grab. We need another blue-red source. That would be pretty good. Let's go and grab Volcanic Island, and then let's go and go for Obnixilis. Actually, do we want to go for Ponder first? I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's just go and plus up on Obnixilis, and then Supreme Will. You know what? Let's go and get down Nicol Bolas. I like going for that. That's going to be 5 total mana. Let's go and tap out for red, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3. And we'll go and tap down on Mana Vault because by leaving up Ancient Tomb, that still puts us online for Supreme Will. So we're going to make our opponent discard a card that will give them access to. They do have some pretty good mana for next turn. But at least at this point right now, we do have a little bit of protection for Nicol Bolas, and then we get Nicol Bolas to get flipped off this one. Now, as far as this deck goes, it's pretty much what I was mentioning earlier. It's super friends. We have a ton of Planeswalkers in here. We have a ton of Mana Rocks. So simply, if something happens to Nicol Bolas, it gets sent back to the command zone. Once we get down a ton of our artifacts, stuff like Mana Vault and Soul Ring, we can recast not Mana Vault, but recast Nicol Bolas, and then kind of go from there. Let's go for Supreme Will on that one. I like going for that. Counter target spell unless they pay 3. and then Mana Vault. Let's go ahead. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. Now, unfortunately, sometimes with Obnixilis, when you get them on the battlefield, you end up with these really short games sometimes. So what I may end up doing is posting this video up in some form or fashion, but you can see where we got down Nicol Bolas. We had more than enough mana to get Nicol Bolas flipped, and to be perfectly honest, once you get Nicol Bolas flipped, you're making them discard a card out of the hand. They only have one card in the hand, and then we have to go for that +2 ability of being able to draw some cards, or if we simply wanted to, going for that -4, we can get down Yoshi, sound like Yoshi. You get down the Morning Star and then kind of go from there, but this is pretty much what you want to do with the deck, is get down some fast mana and get it to flip from there. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.